So, hello everybody. How are you all doing? Let me raise this, back this up a little bit. Yeah. So, I've been uploading a lot of videos to my archive channel, especially the Mama and the Wild Man Burst My Bubble videos and the Poppy and the Wild Man videos. And it's really obvious to me, based on those videos, that my parents betrayed me. At least that's how I'm interpreting it. Um, Perhaps I'm wrong. Perhaps they had good intentions. Daniel Barry is live here. He says, "Happy Sunday to everyone." Yeah, happy Sunday to you too. Happy Sunday to you too. Somebody asked me, you know, if I had three wishes, what would they be? You know, the first wish would be for somebody to truly love me, for somebody to unconditionally, genuinely love me, because I feel like I have no love in my life. I'm not receiving love from my mother, father, and stepfather. I feel like they're sadists who betrayed me. So, yeah, obviously, the first wish is true love, ideally with a romantic partner that's a woman. The second wish would be somebody who's honest and transparent with me, somebody who will communicate with me, somebody who will take accountability when a difficult conversation is necessary. Because I feel like I'm surrounded by people who just deny reality, avoid having difficult conversations. Now, if this is a romantic partner, I'm not looking for the saucy details of her past relationships. I'm not looking to know everything about her, but I'm looking for somebody who will communicate when necessary. And, the third and final wish is obviously financial independence. In the United States of America, uh, you know, to get independent, you got to have money. So I would love to make a lot of money so I can get out of this environment. Ideally, I would love to be a famous performance artist, actor, or comedian. But more importantly than that, um, you know, I'd love to have money. And I think love is more important than money. Obviously, money is very important, but without love, you cannot even function. So you need somebody to truly love you. That's how I feel. Uh, you know, Let It Be says, you get love from your friends, uh, and so on. Uh, Let It Be says, yeah, your art class friends love you. That's true. That's true. I'm starting to meet friends, which is a wonderful thing. That's a wonderful thing. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Ideally, everybody wants love. That's what everybody wants. Let It Be says, money does not buy happiness. Money buys comfort. I think. Money can get you independent and a place to live, and that's a wonderful thing. Obviously, security, comfort, the best doctors and stuff. But if you don't, if you have no love in your life, life isn't worth living. But yeah, you got to have love in your life, but also I think money is very important, especially in the United States of America. So that's why that is my third wish. And obviously, the second wish is for somebody who will be honest and transparent. I just feel like I'm being deceived, especially by my parents and stepfather. I feel like they're just lying to me about everything, and I don't believe anything they're saying. So, you know, keep that in mind. La 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 la. Ooh. Somebody says, take your medication, Andrew. Take your medication. Take your medication. Andrew. Yes, yes. Sauce Dude says, I have a strong delusion of love. What do you mean by that, Sauce Dude? What does that actually mean? Yeah, I mean, I often get I mean, or at least I did many years ago. I would get delusions of love and care about, women I went to college with, even celebrities, when a lot of these celebrities obviously didn't even know of me back in, like, I guess, 2016, 2017, 2018. So, yeah, I would get delusions of love and care. Pop superstars and women from college and stuff were in love with me when it wasn't so. But I think I've made a lot of progress with that. I've made a lot of progress with delusions and psychosis in general. But yeah, I think a lot of people, can struggle with delusions of love and care, especially if they have nothing else going on in their life, Yeah, no love in their life. Yeah, I mean, like, I'll give you an example of that. And I also get persecutory delusions about these celebrities too. And I'll give you an example of that. I just saw a clip of Lady Gaga from 2008 where she was in the meat dress and she was giving a speech at an awards show. And I thought it was mocking me. And I thought she's known of me since 2008. And I was being excluded by my family, cousins, aunts, uncles, and step family. Realize there's no evidence this is true, and frankly, this is just an ideas of reference delusion, and flip the delusional switch to off. Peter says, yeah, it's not true. It's not true. I mean, if it was true, I'd like somebody to communicate and be honest and transparent and take accountability, but it's not true, I mean, I'd like for somebody to be, and the same is true for Taylor Swift, with her Red album. I in like 20, I thought she loved me, but I also thought, in 2012, a lot of her songs were references to me, especially like I Knew You Were Trouble, and so on, and We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together is about, these are suspicions, but these are ideas of reference delusions. It's important to keep that in mind. It's important to keep in mind no rich, famous, and interesting people have been referencing me for the past, 25 years. I'm a nobody, and that's okay. And in fact, I would like for it to be that way, because if they were all partying with millions or billions of dollars while excluding me, that will make me very angry, and rightfully so. But apparently they haven't known of me, and they haven't been referencing me in their songs. So toggle the emotional switch to off. Let It Be says, your friend from the art class is very independent. Maybe you could ask her about the programs, and maybe you could ask her how you go about getting your own independent living. Yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, obviously, I'm really, having a hard time getting along with my. Oh, I hear sirens outside. It sounds like a fire truck, not an ambulance. But I'm like, oh, they're coming to get me. I'm accusing pop stars of, bullying me. Are they coming to put me in the psychiatric hospital? Are they coming to medicate me with antipsychotics? No, hopefully not. Hopefully not. It sounds like a fire truck. They're coming to take me away, to the funny farm. The psychiatric hospital is certainly no good place to be. It's maybe better than jail. You don't want to be there. It's a nightmare. Yeah, but I don't think they are. I don't think I've done anything. It's not like I'm making. I mean, they usually, for those of you who want to avoid going there, usually don't threaten somebody else. Don't prove you're a danger to somebody else, and don't prove you're a danger to yourself. So don't threaten somebody else's life, and don't prove you're suicidal. And usually they don't admit you if you're not a danger to yourself or others. So I don't really know what the criteria to getting locked in there is, but if you could prove you could, you know, usually they keep you there. Interestingly, like I've been in the hospital before. I'm like, you could just let me leave. I could go to the gym. I could run. I could come back here, and there'd be no issues. I don't know why you're keeping me here. I don't know what you're monitoring me for. I mean, I'm like, I wish you would just let me just leave for like 5 hours. I'd go to the gym. I'd run. I'd come back here. It's like you're locking me in here. There's really no reason for me to be locked in here, but because it's not like I would do anything, but I get it's just protocol. If they made an exception for me and I did something, God forbid, they'd get sued. So they got to keep you there for like a week or two or something. Yeah. Let's say hypothetically speaking, like, okay, Andrew's been here 2 days. He's not a danger to himself. He's not a danger to others. And they released me. They would just. Somebody asks, is your mother still sick? Yeah, she's sick with COVID, unfortunately, it seems. And hopefully she gets better. She's on medications for it. And as a result, that's just what she is. She's sick with COVID. Yeah, I know people younger than my mother were dying of COVID, but now in 2026, it's treatable, and with medications, it's not. I mean, you can. It's gonna be a nightmare. I know when I had COVID, obviously it was a horrible several days. But yeah, I think she'll be okay. I think she'll be okay. Somebody says, I hope your mother gets well soon. It sucks. Yeah, it sucks. It definitely sucks. But I think she's gonna be okay. I think she just has to rest. I drink a lot of healthy beverages, and it's gonna be okay. She should be okay. She should be okay. But yeah, it's scary. It's scary. Somebody says your mother's probably going to stay away from you for a week. Yeah, no, and rightfully so. She's probably going to stay away from me for a week, and yeah. Woo. Yeah, I think she should be okay. Yeah, I know my father was here yesterday, and obviously he might. I know he said my mother was wearing a mask, but yeah, obviously, I guess he has to worry about contracting COVID too. Pizza Pasta asks, have you learned how to cook anything for yourself yet? Not really. We got Roberto in the house. Roberto says, Andrew, how do you feel? Are you okay? I guess so, Roberto. I guess I'm okay. Why do you ask? Why do you ask? So for those of you who didn't see, I started an archive channel. Did anybody see? Or anybody have any questions or comments regarding the archive channel? I mean, I'd love to discuss that with you if anybody's seen it. Oh, welcome, Roberto. Welcome. Has anybody seen the archive channel that I created with the classic Mama and Poppy and the Wildmans? Yay, nay. Peter says didn't see it. Okay. The only thing unfortunately, I downloaded a lot of the Mama and the Wildmans and Poppy and the Wildmans from 2016 and 2017 from Google Photos, and it reduced the quality, and I uploaded them with reduced quality. But then I later started getting them from my external hard drive, and I started uploading better quality versions. So I don't want to delete all the 2016, 2017 videos and re-upload them again, because it was like 100 or maybe even more. But I think I'm just going to leave it for now. Maybe later down the line, I'll re-upload higher quality versions of the videos. But yeah, it was kind of Ugh, I wish I knew what I was doing when I was doing it, but unfortunately I didn't. But it's okay. Better have low quality versions uploaded than no version at all, I guess, right? Better to have low quality versions uploaded on the internet than no versions at all. Oh! Airline man asks, did you watch the Winter Olympics these days? Are the NHL players playing ice hockey? I know some years they do, some years they don't. To answer your questions, I didn't watch much of the Winter Olympics. I was in the pizzeria with my arc. Yeah, I always liked the Olympic hockey, especially when the NHL players were playing in there. But Team Canada was rigged and always won. Nobody was ever defeating Team Canada. It was like an all-star team. Oh, yeah, it was. Me Madre's got COVID. So let me ask, who do you think is going to take first place in the Olympics? Canada and Russia, are they still Olympic athletes from Russia, or does Russia? Because weren't they? Or are they? Is Russia back in the Olympics now? Somebody says your mother said her test was negative. Her rapid test yesterday came back negative, but she tested positive today for COVID. So she's officially diagnosed with COVID. Yeah, so or her rapid test that she took yesterday was negative, but she's tested reactive for COVID today. So she's got COVID. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hopefully she feels better. I mean, it's obviously rough, but you know, I mean, I think she'll be okay. She's on medications. Lenabe says USA is doing well. We are number two. So it says who's doing the cooking while we are she is sick. Well, yesterday I got pizzeria food. I got like penny alla vodka from the pizzeria. So nobody yet. I guess my stepfather will cook tonight or something, or maybe I'll eat out. I don't know. La 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 la. Anybody want me to set up the DSLR and perform some songs, or I don't know. I don't know what to do. I should have seen my friend today. I was going to see my friend today, but I was tired. I know my art class friend, but a man friend, and we were gonna get Miller's Ale House, but I didn't really feel like getting a burger, and I wanted to take a nap, and I took a nap, and I woke up at like 12:30, and I'm like, I could still probably go to Miller's, but I wanted to go to IHOP because I got gift cards for IHOP pancakes, and so he says Miller's Ale House rules. Have you ever had their Zinger Mountain Melt? Yeah, Miller's Ale House is pretty good. I mean, I like their cheeseburgers. He says maybe I'll go there tonight. Which location? I know they're pretty popular, but yeah. I had a gift. My father got me a gift card to Miller's a few months ago, but I have a gift right now. I got a gift card from Christmas to IHOP, and I want to save some money, and I wanted to get chocolate chip pancakes. So are you? Oh, Charles Manson, who's probably not the real Charles Manson, isn't he dead? But he says I'd be scared to eat Dale's cooking. Maybe I'll get Chinese. Maybe I'll get some tangerine beef. What do you think? I think it'll be okay. I don't think he'll poison me. Put the ricin in my food, or you know, do some nefarious adult things to my food. I think I'll be okay. Says no wonder you got no money in your account. Yeah, I got a lot. I got a lot of food. Actually, I'm kind of getting hungry now. Me tumbling, my stomach is rumbling. La 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 la. All right. Yeah. So it's not so bad. It's not so bad. Peter asks, "Do I know how to cook?" Not really. I've never. I mean, I boiled pasta before. I mean, I got a George Foreman grill over there. I'm sure I could get some ground beef from a supermarket, throw some onions in there, and I'm sure it's simple enough to grill that up. I've put chicken nuggets and pierogies in the air fryer before, but ultimately, you know, yeah, I don't do it. So, Mrs. You've been saying that for years. It's time to get independent. Yeah, maybe I should get some ground beef from the supermarket and start. Oh. Peter says put chicken nuggets in the air fryer. Damn it. Peter says, you can I've never actually barbecued. I don't really cook, so I depend on my parents to cook for me, and that's unfortunate. But I could go to Just Salad and get a salad for this evening. So he says that grill is still new. Yeah, I don't think it's brand new. I don't think I've ever grilled anything on the George Foreman. Yeah, we got pizza, pasta, and Peter. Pizza Pasta says almost 40 and barely knows how to boil pasta is crazy. Airline says, "Oh my God, you are so tired." Yeah, I don't know. I'm tired. I mean, but then again, I've been up since like 4 a.m., so I've been up for 12 hours. I don't know. I mean, in my, so yeah, that's something to keep in mind. I've been up for, I mean, then again, I took a nap though at like 11. Um, so, Charles Manson says they might be drugging you. I mean, could my mother and stepfather be putting, more Abilify in my food? I guess it's possible, but I'll try to think they're being honest with me. I mean, could they be drugging me with antipsychotics? I guess it's a possibility, but I don't think they are. I think it's illegal. And what happens if they accidentally overdosed? I think it's illegal. Hess says they could get arrested for that. I don't think they're doing that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a suspicion, but I don't think they're doing that either. Really, it's just a suspicion. Yeah, you want to know what you're taking, and God forbid they were doing that and I accidentally overdosed. Well, they would go to jail. Somebody says, "What winter sports do you like to watch from ice hockey? Besides ice hockey, I like curling. Curling's interesting. Um, yeah, I mean, curling is interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting Winter Olympic. A lot of people says nobody is drugging him. No, of course they're not drugging me. No, I never. It was just a paranoid delusion. Let's make that crystal clear. My parents are not putting drugs in my food. Like Anonymous says, I'm sure they're not doing that. Yes, yeah, they're not. They're not doing that. Not. Peter says, I don't like Winter Olympics ice skating. I think I've just been up since like 4 a.m. and it's 4. It's gonna be 5 p.m. I think I'm just tired. Mm-mm-mm-mm. La 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 la. All right. I'm stuck in the same routine day after day. It's up to me to change. I could have gotten Miller's Ale House, but I chose to take a nap instead. I don't know when you're choosing to sleep instead of hang out with friends. I don't know if that's depression or. I mean, I enjoy it though. I don't know. I kind of enjoy sleeping. I don't know if it's depression or I don't know. What do you guys like? Do you guys like to sleep instead of hang out with friends or? Charles Manson says, "Why is Let It Be an Anonymous always defending your parents? It seems a little suspicious." Um, I don't know. I think Let It Be has good intentions based on my perception. I trust Let It Be so far, but I don't know. I'm not really sure why. Charles Manson says, "Keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it." I mean, yeah, I like this. Let It Be. Anybody ever watch classic WCW with Bobby the Brain Heenan? He would say, "I like this El Dandy," and I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't know why he would say that. Um, I don't know why he even said that. Really, it's like why do you like this El Dandy, Bobby the Brain Heenan? I get you trying to put him over, but I like this El Dandy. Okay, fair enough. If you like El Dandy. So I was watching. I guess El Dandy would wrestle on the shows that nobody would really watch, like WCW Thunder and WCW Saturday Night, and I was watching clips from those shows, and the announcers would make a lot of references to their own inadequacies and how nobody was, watching the show. For example, Tony Schiavone would make references how he wasn't very knowledgeable as to what the moves were called, and they were making a lot of inside jokes, um, aware that nobody was watching WCW Thunder and WCW Saturday Night. Aware nobody was really watching these matches, like a Billy Kidman match, for example. Like, oh my God, this is the most exciting match ever. Okay, now we're going to a commercial break. So somebody says that's kind of what the Poppy and the Wildmans and Mom and the Wildmans were like in, 2019. They were making a lot of inside jokes, inside references, sarcastic jokes, aware that nobody was watching this show. Nobody is watching this. So they're making like a lot of like, oh my God, this is the most exciting match we've ever seen. Okay, we're cut to time to cut to commercial. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, guys. Yeah, so sometimes it's kind of funny when you're watching a show that you're aware nobody is watching, because they'll make inside jokes, thinking it's going under the radar. Yeah, well, seriously, what do you mean? Like the announcers that were on WCW Thunder and WCW Saturday Night, they would make jokes with aware that nobody was watching these shows, where they wouldn't do that on the A show, WCW Nitro, because if they did those jokes, a lot more people would pick up on it. If they made the like, oh my God, this is the most exciting match. All right, we're cutting to commercial. Don't go anywhere. Like a sarcastic joke like that during a Billy Kidman match. That it would obviously a lot more people would pick up on it if they did that on the A show. Pizza pasta says that makes sense. Somebody says, I saw Eddie Guerrero on your Poppy shirt the other day. How is Poppy doing? Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, I saw a clip. I think he defeated Brock Lesnar. I don't know if it was 2004 or 20. I guess it was 2004. Like 22 years ago yesterday, or yeah, that was a good match. Eddie Guerrero versus Brock Lesnar, where he won the WWE Championship. Gordy asks, "Am I having a good day today?" I guess so. Yeah, obviously everybody's got to remember Eddie Guerrero. With the positive, loving lens. But you look at Benoit as like Satan. So obviously you can reminisce about Eddie Guerrero and his life, like he's like a religious figure, like he's Jesus. But we look at Benoit now that he's dead because he did the double murder suicide, like he's Satan. It's interesting, obviously, when they were alive, a lot of people viewed them very similarly, but I guess one died a more dark way, and the other died of a heart attack. So he says, "How is your father doing?" Well, my father has prostate cancer, obviously. He was at the house yesterday. I talked to him this morning. He's making the best of a prostate cancer diagnosis. Peter says, "That's good. That's good." Yeah, it is good. It is good. It is good. Charles Manson says, "It's not nice how you yeah, well, yeah, to be honest with you, I just don't get along with my father anymore, and I don't know. I love him though, but it's just we don't get along. We just don't get along. I know if he came in here and we did a video and did artwork together, it would just end in just we just don't get along anymore. No, he's not a gentleman. He narcissistically rage baits me. He knows exactly what he's doing. He makes these condescending comments that I'm just setting boundaries. I'm not letting him bully me, and I'm like, I'm just not dealing with this. I'm not letting somebody mock me. I'm not letting somebody bully me, and frankly, so Hess says your dad's 1,000 times better than mine. Maybe, but like he'll come in here, I'll scan something with my scanner, and he'll make like an MRI's noise reference, or he'll go like, and I'm like, you're making like a sexual double entendre with that noise. You know exactly what you're doing. I'm sexually frustrated. I'm like, I'm like, at that point, I'm just like, you're dog whistling. You're narcissistically rage baiting me. It's not predicate logic and ideas of reference delusions. You know exactly what you're doing. Get the hell out of here. You know what I mean? Just don't do this. You know exactly what you're fucking doing. And I put my foot down. I don't let him do those little things anymore. I'm not going to let him do that. Treat me respectfully. Treat me like an adult. Don't make fun of me with your dog whistling and narcissistic rage baiting, and we can hang out. If you're going to make the little like MRI noise comments, cancer references, because or if you're gonna do like sexual sadism references, then then get the fuck out of here. That's how I feel. I know my father's alive, and I know I love him. I don't wish. I hope he gets his health. I hope he's around for years to come. But until he treats me respectfully, I'm just avoiding him. I'm putting my foot down, and the same is true for my mother and stepfather. Treat me with respect. Treat me with dignity. Treat me like an adult. Otherwise, I'm just going to avoid you. Communicate with me. Take accountability. Otherwise, we're going to have no relationship. I mean, the answer is not fighting. I'm not going to react to it. I'm not going to yell. But you know what? If you're going to make your little comments that are mean spirited in nature, get the fuck out of here. You know? I don't talk to my father like that. I'm very respectful, actually. This is how I feel. I don't say this to his face. To his face, I say, look, can you leave? He's like, why are you blowing me off? Why are you doing this? He knows exactly why I'm kicking him out. But I'm like, just please leave. And that's usually how it goes. He'll make a nasty comment or a nasty joke, and I'll start looking at him. I'm like, just please leave. That's how it usually goes. And this is obviously how I feel. I don't say it to his. I'm not disrespectful to his face, but um, I say, please leave. Please get out of here. Just go. I don't react to it. I don't behave like I behave right now. To his face, but to his face, I say, look, this isn't working. And that's okay. Somebody says, "Yeah, don't fight with him." And somebody says, "You are making it. Don't make it worse." Yes, you're right. You're right. Mm. La, la, yeah, and the same. It just, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I just can't get along with my parents anymore. And that's okay. That's okay. It's time to get independent. It's time to get away. Somebody says, "What's going to happen when your parents pass away?" Yeah, and obviously, that will be a real adjustment for me. You got to get independent, so you can, obviously, if somebody's taking care of you, and if you're dependent on somebody, and the person you're dependent on passes away, you're going to be up shit's creek without a paddle. Um, you know, uh, and you're going to be heartbroken over the loss of a loved one, but you're also going to potentially be homeless or in the psychiatric hospital as well. So yeah, you got to be independent and functioning on your own. Otherwise, when they pass away and you're dependent on them, well, you're gonna be screwed. So yeah, it's a very good point. You know, um, Obviously, at any age you feel like an orphan when your parents pass away, but it's especially bad if you're dependent on them financially. Pizza Pasta says, "You're already screwed unless you're going to eat boiled pasta for the remainder of your life when they pass away. You've done nothing to prepare." I'm going to win the jackpot. I'm going to be a movie star from this social media content. I'm going to be a millionaire or billionaire. Somebody says, somebody's going to pay the rent. Somebody says, yeah, I guess, guys. I guess. This is my ticket to riches and fame. They say, no, social media is not your ticket to riches and fame. It's a delusion. It's your ticket to pouring your life down the drain. I mean, ideally, I do make disability. I'm a disabled adult child. I could get a job at a supermarket, and I could get it. I could live like my art class friend in some, disabled housing. It's not, obviously a life of luxury with millions or billions of dollars, but I saw what it looked like. It's a place to live. It's not like living the dream, like a millionaire with like a gigantic pool but it's better than homelessness or the psychiatric hospital. And my friend says that she likes it. She's independent, she's away from narcissistic parents, and so on. So, you know, uh, and that would be good. That would be good. Um, yeah. So yeah, it'd be good. It would be good to get independence. Everybody's different. Somebody says you and your art class friend are very different. Yeah, everybody's different. No two people are exactly the same. So what's your point? So what? We're different. That doesn't mean I can't get independent housing. But obviously, you got to be motivated to change your life. You got to be motivated to get independent. You can't just sit back and expect it to get spoon fed to you. You got to take action. We have a lot of fun when we're together. I mean, we created artwork. We got pizza, and you know, um, that it was fun. I had a fun day. Somebody says you're very low functioning. Yeah, frankly, they say your level of functioning is determined by your level of function. Your executive functioning is determined by your level of functioning at the moment. And right now, you aren't functioning too highly. Your disabled adult child is getting taken care of by your mother. So I wouldn't say you're high functioning. I would say your executive functioning is very low. That's what my psychopharmacologist said. Because I often say I'm really high functioning where I have the potential to be, and he says your executive functioning is determined by your level of functioning at the moment. And right now you're not working, you're sitting in your room, and you're on disability. I would say that's low functioning. I'm like, but I have the potential to be a movie star. I have the potential to be a billionaire. He says, then you would be. Then you would be. You could say I have the potential to be high functioning all you want, but like Pizza Pasta says, you're unemployed, you're 38 years old, and you don't boil pasta. Yeah. If you really could be independent, then you would be. And they say, and then I say, it's my mother, coddling me and enabling me. They say, well, you always complain, and you always, if you really had the ability, you would, come back with determination, take action, and get out of here. If you really, if you, it's becoming more and more apparent with each passing, you know, day, year, month, decade that maybe you just don't have the ability, and that's okay. That's okay. It's okay to have a disability, but you know, um, Jay says, "I have a request for you." Hey, what's your request, Jay? Sure. What's your request? What's your request, Jay? He wants me to sing a song. Sure. What song would you like me to sing, Jay? What song would you like me to sing? Peter says, first you get money, then you get power, then you get women. I guess. I guess. Good life lessons. Jay wants me to sing a song about him. I mean, I don't really know much about you, Jay. There's a person in my live stream named Jay. He wants me to sing a song about him. What do you want me to sing? Nothing personal. I just don't know what to sing. There's a person in my live stream named Jay. He wants me to sing about him, but I don't know what to sing or do. 'Cause I don't know much about him, and that's okay. It's a song about Jay. Yeah, there we go. That's the best you're going to get, Jay. It's a song about Jay. Yeah, Peter's applause is, yeah. With that, I'm going to be performing at Madison Square Garden. Charles Manson, so that's the best song in years. That's the best song in years. I'm gonna be performing at Madison Square Garden to audiences of millions. So this is better than Bad Bunny. You can't even hear what Bad Bunny is singing. He's singing in a different language. He's singing Spanish. I think he's from Puerto Rico. Yeah, definitely. At least you can understand what I'm singing. Or I should be performing at the Super Bowl. Charles Manson says that song is second only to Sugar Daddy Santa. And the Puppy Bowl is better than the Super Bowl. So other people were telling me the Puppy Bowl is better than the Super Bowl. Was just as good as Sugar Daddy Santa. So that's what I heard. The Puppy Bowl is better than the Super Bowl. That's a yearly classic. Jay says, I like your singing. Thank you, Jay. Thank you. The Puppy Bowl is better than the Super Bowl. The Puppy Bowl. No. The Puppy Bowl is actually something that takes place on TV. It has nothing to do with the dogs in. It's actually an event with adorable little puppies playing, and it has nothing to do with the dogs in from, I guess, around 2002. Who wants to see grown men in tight pants getting physical and violent with one another when you can see cute puppies playing with one another? So cute, so innocent, so wholesome. Okay. I think I'm having meatloaf for dinner tonight. That's pretty interesting. I guess meatloaf should be good. I'll see how Dale is a better cook than my mother. I think he's cooking tonight. Hopefully I don't get COVID from it though. Maybe he'll bring over some chips too. I'm kind of hungry. It's gonna be about that dinner time. So hopefully it's some good yummy meatloaf here tonight. And hopefully he doesn't put like a Abilify or ricin or adult substances in there. Hopefully it's a good uncontaminated meatloaf. Yeah. Jay wants me to draw a photograph of him. Jay, I don't even know what you look like. Send me a picture of yourself and I'll draw you. I'll draw you if you send me a picture of yourself. All I can draw now is just a red circle and a J. Ooh. Pizza Pasta says, draw me like one of your art class buddies. Okay. So, do you guys think I come across as like Mr. Suave and Mr. Cool? Or do you think I come across more like a dystopian, you know, cult leader from like some sort of, book about a society that's turned evil? I want to think I come across as like, like Kurt Cobain or like Jim Morrison of the Doors. But they say, no, you really come across as more of a dystopian cult leader who's like censoring information. And they say you don't really come across as like Kurt Cobain, like Mr. Swap, cool, like good evening. This song is off my first record. They say you come across more like a dystopian cult leader. Somebody says, what's your favorite movie? I guess I mean I like The Shawshank Redemption. I like The Empire Strikes Back. I like The Fugitive, and so on. We got Vin. Vin says, I don't know how I got here. Who are you? My name is Andrew. Who are you, Vin? Who are you, Vin? Peter Pizza Pasta says, have you ever seen the movie called The 40-Year-Old Virgin? Yeah, I feel like I've been involuntarily celibate for my whole life. I'm like the 40-year-old virgin, right? We got Vin. How are you doing, Vin? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I hope you will stay and enjoy watching me if you'd like. Screech says, are you taking any medication? I'm taking Abilify 10 milligrams in the evening. Mr. Suave and Mr. Cool and Mr. Badass. I'm like one of these, I'm feeling cool like Kurt Cobain or Jim Morrison or like I don't feel like a dystopian, dictator. So he says, what's your favorite TV series? I liked Lost, though Lost went downhill after season 3. I liked Breaking Bad. I like Breaking Bad. I mean, The Simpsons and Seinfeld are good, but they're more comedies. They're not dramas. Um, you know, South Park is funny, and so on. Meva says, I watched the story about how your father used to take you to see superhero movies. Yeah, well, I mean, so he says, I'm sorry he put you through that kind of abuse. I mean, I did get enjoyment out of the Spider-Man, but yeah, I mean, kind of, I was a 30-year-old man. It's kind of like, I mean, it's kind of like my friend is like, it's like, hey, we should really get independent, get a life. It's like, let's go watch superhero movies. It's, I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it's not like torture, but it's like, oh, let's go watch Sponge. He sends me like 100 texts how his life is hell on earth. Let's go watch SpongeBob SquarePants now. It's like okay, we could watch a children's movie. I mean, you just sent me 100 texts about how your parents are Satan. Now let's go watch SpongeBob SquarePants. It's like okay. I mean, I guess that works. I mean, ultimately, what you need is independence and a life and so on. But we could watch SpongeBob SquarePants and Spider-Man. Vin asks, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I wanted to be a performance artist, an actor, a comedian. Um, um, so he says, have you had a good rest lately? Yeah, I slept, quite a bit, and in fact, I napped midday today. I napped, for like an hour at midday. So I never really watched SpongeBob SquarePants. But yeah, it's kind of like your life is hell on earth. Your life is falling apart. You're ranting about how your parents are sadists. It's like, let's go watch SpongeBob now. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants. It's like, okay, you could do that. I mean, it's like Halloween every day at your home. You know, your life's a living nightmare. You got no money. You're on disability. You have less than $1,000 to your name. You have no friends. Now let's go watch SpongeBob SquarePants. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants. We could do that, you know? Somebody says, I heard Jeffrey Dahmer used to do that to his victims. It's sickening. What do you mean, Meva? What does that mean? He used to watch children's movies with his victims? Because SpongeBob SquarePants didn't actually exist. I see a psychopharmacologist who's a psychologist and a pharmacologist, if that's even a thing. Yes, I see him once a month, maybe a little bit more, once every 3 months, depending. Charles Manson says Jeffrey Dahmer was nice to his parents. Ooh, who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants! I feel like everybody's lying to me. Nobody wants to take accountability with me. And like, just tell me the truth. Just tell me the truth. Communicate, you know, but. Ooh, who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants! Oh! Okay, any other songs you want me to sing? No, Pizza Pasta wants me to sing I'm a White Guy. I'm a white guy. I'm a white guy. And I don't feel like singing that one. I don't feel like singing that one, Pizza. Ooh, who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Do I know any Limp Bizkit? Yes, I do. I know plenty of Limp Bizkit. Mostly their hits, though. Why? What do you want me to sing by Limp Bizkit? Din, 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 din. It's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Everything is fucked. Everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you want to justify ripping someone's head off. No human contact. And if you interact, your life is on contract. Your best bet is to stay away, motherfucker. It's just one of those days. It's all about the he said, she said bullshit. I think you better quit it talking that shit, or you'll be leaving with a fat lip. It's all about the he said, she said bullshit. I think you better quit it, letting shit slip, punk. It's just one of those days, feeling like a freight train. First one to complain leaves with a bloodstain. Damn right I'm a maniac. You better watch your back, cause I'm fucking up your program. And if you stuck up, you just lucked up. Next in line to get fucked up. Your best bet is to stay away, motherfucker. It's just one of those days. I feel like shit. And my suggestion is to keep your distance, because right now I'm dangerous. We've all felt like shit and been treated like shit. All those motherfuckers who want to step up, I hope you know I pack a chainsaw. I'll skin your ass raw. And if my day keeps going this way, I just might break something tonight. I pack a chainsaw. I skin your ass raw. And if my day keeps going this way, I just might break your fucking face tonight. Give me something to break. How about your fucking face? I know they say, in response to that song, if you actually attempt to murder someone with a chainsaw, the consequence will be going to jail for murder at the very least. And if you punch someone in the face, the consequence would be going to jail for assault. So yeah, it's a good song to listen to when you're angry, but yeah, don't break stuff, don't punch someone in the face, and certainly don't attack someone with a chainsaw because the consequence will be very bad. You'll be getting locked away. The consequence will be getting locked away if you attack someone with a chainsaw. Let's go to Home Depot and get a chainsaw. That actually probably be a pretty brutal way to go. You don't want to get attacked by a chainsaw. Yeah. So you can't even afford to buy a chainsaw. Thank goodness. How much do chainsaws cost? Let's Google that. I could definitely charge it and get into debt. Let's see how much do chainsaws cost? How much do chainsaws? Well, that's gonna get me on some watch list. I don't want. They cost about. Heavy duty chainsaws cost about $1,600. Yeah, it's not that expensive. Yeah. No, you got to be careful, like with your search history on Google. Don't give me crazy things to search because pretty soon you'll get on some watch list. Like what's next? Yeah, what's something else I could search to get me on some watch list? I don't know. They say sorry to burst your bubble, Andrew. You're probably already on some watch list. I mean, searching for chainsaws is just the icing on the cake. Yeah, I know, like a lot of these rock musicians who had controversial lyrics, like John Lennon and so on, would say, "Oh, I think the government is after me." And later, like years later, you find out they have like entire files on him, and he probably was getting stalked by the government. Charles Manson says you probably had the government watching you for at least half a decade. I mean, you might be right. You might be right. The government is coming. The government is near. So this is, what's your favorite animation TV series? The classic Simpsons were pretty good. Yeah. Somebody says, yeah, the nefarious iBoss made people visit me from the government. So they visited me twice in 2017 and 2018. Yeah, it wasn't me, but still, I have been visited by the government. The government. The government. All right, guys. Any last things, or should I wrap this one up? Should I end this one? I mean, it was a pretty good live stream. A pretty good live stream, I would say. Adios, amigos and amigas. I'm gonna. Jay says, "You add me as a moderator." Maybe Jay, maybe. I don't know. I think I'm like Mr. Suave and Mr. Cool, like Kurt Cobain. Do you guys? How do you guys think of me? Kurt Cobain or dystopian dictator? Yeah. How would you rank me? Good evening. This song is off our first record. Somebody says, it's been a good stream. Get some rest, dude. All right, adios, Screech. I'll be back. I'll be back later. Peter says, I haven't met you in real life, so I would just consider you to be like an incel and a weirdo. Adios, amigos and amigas. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.